Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? This is SEO0320. I am back for a Gotham review. It's back, everybody. It premiered yesterday. I really wanted to do a review yesterday, but I got caught up in Destiny. I'm so sorry I didn't get it to y'all sooner. But anyway, without further ado, this episode name was What the Little Bird Told Him. I'm gonna read the synopsis. In an attempt to get his job back, Gordon seeks to capture Jack Gruber, who was the guy that was the one that actually you find out is lobotomizing and messing with everybody's minds through electrical shock therapy. But he's found a way to manipulate people's minds into doing the things that he wants or his bidding. A deranged electrical genius who escapes from Arkham Asylum. Meanwhile, Falcone struggles to hold on to the empire after Fish Mooney makes her next move. This one was really well done, y'all. I think that they tackled three different things very well. One is they made sure that y'all saw, and I knew this was coming, that Falcone is not somebody, he is a reason that he's been put into power. They showed him as a little kid until a point where he was talking to somebody, and I think it was his cousin or something like that. And his cousin was like, "Look, I love you, and like I love you too, but you're about to die." That's the reality situation. I mean, there's a coldness to him, but then you know that he really cared about old girl that Fish has presented to him, and how they treat his character, and how when you know that the last episode, I almost said Joker, Penguin told him that like Fish was involved and that she's the one behind a lot of stuff that's going on. He didn't want to believe it to that level. It's going to get reintroduced in this one. But the thing was that some of the storylines, they started intersecting, because with the Penguin, the last episode, like he was kind of like played by the Don. And when I saw that, I knew that Penguin was gonna strike back in such a way that was really interesting. But they have to get put into police custody because of something happened. And so because Jack Gruber had broken out and stuff like that, and he went to the police station, that intersected with the storyline with the Penguin, and it intersected with the stuff that was going on with Falcone. And I thought that was really awesome storytelling. That's what a comic book is about. It's bleeding through the pages. Like, it's not just having one set storyline and keeping one set art. It's the evolution through it. And it was like, even with Barbara, they brought into this episode like, okay, she cheated. She has a drug addiction problem, and she has a lot of mental instabilities because she can't deal with the life that she lives. And you find out things about her, but now it's all been established, so what happens next? And where she goes next is really interesting within the episode, but even more so like her relationship with Gordon, because the last thing that happened with the last episode, you get a touch that she heard over the phone a woman, and she thought it was somebody else. And so for this episode, you see, even with Gordon, he starts dealing with the counteracts of what Barbara did. Because now you've got a whole nother element in this one. You've got Mrs. Tompkins, Dr. Tompkins. And I mean, I think that she's a really good addition to this story. For different reasons that I can't go into because I'd be spoiling too much. But her significance to Bruce Wayne later on is everything, more so than anything. And not just that, I think that her character, the way that they treat her character as being like the fearless one and dealing with the emotional scars, she deals with emotional scars on a daily basis with people that surround her. And so she is just a stronger person than what Barbara is right now. That's not to say that Barbara's not going to be a stronger person later on, but as it's established now, she definitely is. And that's what's really good for Gordon. Like, he needs something like that in his life right now. So that's what it makes things so touchy with their relationship. And even with that, like, Gordon, he gets the ability to go back to the police force because he's trying to track down and find out who Jack Gruber is. And by the end of it, like, I think Jack Gruber, or whatever his name is, the electrocutioner that the Riddler, or not the Riddler yet, I forgot his name. Oh my God, Nigma. That he professes for his name. I didn't think that his character was that strong of a character. I think his presence just disrupted things perfectly for this story arc, for this episode. Like, he wasn't a notable character for me in this episode as far as like being an epic villain. I think that the person that Falcone is working with is way bigger of a villain than anything that's on the show. Like, just the way he carries himself. So I'm talking about Zsasz. Zsasz is reintroduced in this episode, spoiler alert. And just his character as a whole, like when he's really utilized the right way, it's gonna be interesting to see. I can't wait to see how they introduce his character in a deeper way later on. But what's even funnier is the interaction with Zsasz and the Penguin. And you think that Penguin, like, he shows like signs of being afraid and stuff like that, but he just looks at him and he doesn't even tilt at all. I was like, okay, this is a precursor. I can't wait for this. But even with Jada, her performance in this one was a lot different because there's something that happens towards the end of the episode and she didn't anticipate it. And because she didn't anticipate it, it shows like the layers of her character, like her shell is being broke open. Like, you're seeing like different sides of her, like what is she gonna do when the pressure cooker is. But if you looked at the end of this episode and looked at the preview for the next one, oh my gosh, like Jada's gonna be, I think, the star of this next episode just because of what's going on. So I can't wait to see her performance for the next episode more so than this one. Unfortunately, Bruce and Alfred were not in this episode, neither was Selena Kyle. It was really about Gordon trying to get out of the prison and try to stop Jack. And I mean, everybody, they play their roles so well. This is such a good show. It's one of my favorite shows right now. I didn't think it would be. I really didn't. Coming off of Smallville and coming off of like Arrow, like I was like, Gotham, really? But they've sold me, y'all. Like they've kept me intrigued every single episode with different things and different arcs. And I mean, there's certain corny moments, but they're so well acted. I really enjoyed every second of it, and it proves that this show, it deserves the second season establishment that it's getting. So congratulations to Gotham for getting a second season, and hopefully more to come. And I really enjoyed this episode, so I'm gonna give this episode maybe 8.5 out of 10. Only inconsistencies I had was just Gruber or Jack as a character being, like, I guess in the long term, like how they had to defeat him. I think that they could have done a lot more with his character arc. But we'll see. We'll see more to come. You know what? I'm just giving it a 9 out of 10. Because coming off of like the last episode and just how they build up everything, like it made me anticipate the next episode being even better. So yeah, and then yeah, hopefully y'all enjoyed my review for this. And please leave your likes below. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. I've got a lot more videos to come. I've tried to get every single episode of Gotham reviewed, and I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to try to do more Arrow reviews, and I've been doing Flash reviews as well. And hopefully y'all like them. Please leave your comments below if you have any other thoughts about this, anything that I didn't touch on. I'd like to talk to y'all about it. I apologize that I haven't been as many comments as I usually do. Usually I try to comment back and forth, but yeah, I'll get better. Anyway, y'all have a great evening, best night, best day. This is SCL 0320 signing out. Later, everybody.